No, here we go. We're starting to figure it out. Okay, so now we're doing some noodle practice here, right? I would say most students I see anywhere from 10 to 25 times they need to do this before they stop moving their head fully. Some students that are smart, they practice it, like I said, in their backyard, at home, in the house, all over the place, in the office, and they get quicker. Your time is your time. If you can do something like this, like I tell everyone, like I'm designing training stations custom for each student's needs at specific times during the golf journey, right? And so, like for Laura Stork, the bag on the hip and a noodle on the head is outstanding. If you understand that the knee flex because the balance beam, that's simple enough, right? And then if you can make a viewfinder, or I think it's good to have both, but maybe your head will just stay still if you do the noodle, right? So if you do a noodle in a bag, maybe that's enough. I don't know, but it's something. If you do something, that's better than nothing. And then people are like, well, how does it translate? It's like, well, when you get to the range, instead of just being there like, oh, there's a white ball, I'm gonna smash it like a caveman. Think of it like, okay, I'm gonna do the form now as I think I'm supposed to, based on like, okay, my head's on that noodle, right? My bag's on the hip. Okay, now I'm gonna keep my hip on the imaginary bag and my head on the imaginary noodle when I hit. Funny story. I was playing with two of my students, Bert and Robin, husband and wife, and the funniest thing, second hole, Robin's moving her head around, and I'm like, Robin, and we had already worked on it for 8 weeks in here, right? And in here, she'd stopped moving her head. We go out there to the course, where all the trouble is and everything, and she lost track of what was going on. And so then I said to her, I said, Robin, I said, remember the head on your noodle, or the noodle on your head, excuse me? Remember how you have to keep your head on the noodle to keep your head still? And then she suddenly gets it, starts hitting the ball clean. She ends up beating her husband in the game that we played by 2 shots, right? And it was because she remembered what this was like and was able to translate it to the course. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. And so I share the story because that's kind of like how we're going to try and get your form out there better, is by you doing things like this to understand what the movement's like. So when you're out there, you can play make believe and make believe that you're like the noodles on your head when you're over the ball. You see what I'm saying? Because then you know what that's like. So watch this. This worked out great. So look at this. You go back. Look at this. Hey, look at this. Your hip didn't sway. Your head actually did not lift, right? Look, you kept perfect posture, right? To your point, you did not hit the ball because you had bent your arms. But this is absolutely fantastic. This worked perfectly. Now watch this. Let's go to comparison mode a moment here, just so you can see what you already did tonight. So watch this. So we're gonna go. This is the before on the right hand screen over here, and then we're gonna put some lines on the screen so we can measure again the movement. I know it's a lot of lines, but you have to draw all these lines to be able to see what's going on. And so you can also see the shoulder alignment. You see your shoulders are square on the left-hand picture, then the right-hand picture. Okay, and then we're gonna highlight your postural angles, it's called, and your spine angle. And then over here, the same posture angles and the spine angle. Now we're going to take you into the backswing here. So here we go. And so this is where you're supposed to be on the left, and then where over here on the right now you can see the problem areas, right? So we've got, look, your spine angle's like this, your knees straight like that, right? Look, we've got the hip swaying, the spine angle's moving here, your head's moving completely out of this box, and also you can see over here, look, you're coming out of the back of the box on that side, so your nose is lifted up. Where look at this, your head's in the box, you've kept the exact same position, you're in the exact same posture that you started in, and your spine angle has not moved, and your head stayed perfectly in the box with no hip sweat.